Your Lexus won't start. You turn the key. Nothing. Dead silence. No cranking. No clicking. Just nothing. Or maybe it cranks but won't fire. The engine turns over but refuses to catch. Or worse, it starts but immediately dies. You press the gas and the engine just quits. You immediately think the worst. Engine failure, transmission problem, thousands in repairs. So you call a tow truck, drop your Lexus at the dealership, and they charge you $300 just to diagnose it. But here's the truth. Most of the time, when a Lexus won't start or won't run, it's not a catastrophic failure. It's usually something simple, something you can fix yourself in 15 minutes without calling anyone. I'm talking about procedures that mechanics know but don't tell you about because diagnosing and fixing it is how they make money. Today, I'm showing you the exact step-by-step process to restart your Lexus engine when everything seems to have failed. These are emergency procedures that real mechanics use when a car won't start, diagnostic techniques that pinpoint exactly what's wrong, and fixes that you can do yourself without any special tools. Some of these will seem obvious once you hear them. Others will blow your mind that you didn't know about them. And by the end of this video, if your Lexus won't start or won't run, you'll have a systematic approach to fixing it before you waste money on a mechanic. Stick around, because step number 8 is something that fixes 90% of won't start problems, and it's so simple most people never think to try it. Let's get into it. Step 1. Check the battery, the first place to look. Alright, if your Lexus won't start, the first thing to check is your battery. Here's how to do a proper battery check. First, turn on the headlights. If they don't come on at all, you've got a completely dead battery. If they come on but are very dim, you've got a weak battery. If the headlights are bright and normal, your battery is probably fine, and the problem is something else. Second, try the interior lights. Press the ceiling light and see if it comes on bright. A weak battery will give you dim interior lights. Third, check for corrosion on the battery terminals. Open the hood and look at the battery. The terminals should be shiny metal. If they're covered in white, blue, or green crusty stuff, that's corrosion. Corrosion on the battery terminals blocks electrical connection. Even a good battery won't deliver power if the terminals are corroded. If you see corrosion, here's how to clean it. Turn off the car completely. Disconnect the negative cable first, the black one. Then disconnect the positive cable, the red one. Spray the corroded terminals with a corrosion cleaning solution or white vinegar. Let it sit for 5 minutes. Use a wire brush or old toothbrush to scrub away the corrosion. Rinse with clean water. Let it dry. Reconnect the positive cable first. Then reconnect the negative cable. Start the car. That's it. Corroded terminals are one of the most common causes of won't start problems, and it takes 10 minutes to fix. Step 2. Check the battery voltage. Is it actually dead? If cleaning the terminals doesn't work, you need to know if your battery is actually dead. Buy a cheap multimeter for $20 at any auto parts store. Set it to DC voltage, usually marked with a V and a straight line with dots. Touch the red lead to the positive terminal of the battery. Touch the black lead to the negative terminal. Read the voltage. A healthy battery should show 12.6 volts or higher when the car is off. If your battery reads 12.4 volts or lower, battery is weak, but might still start the car with a jump. 11.0 to 12.0 volts, battery is very weak. You need to jump it. Below 10 volts, battery is dead. You need to charge it or replace it. If your battery is weak but above 10 volts, try a jump start. More on that in a moment. If it's completely dead below 10 volts, you can try charging it with a charger or you'll need to replace it. Step 3. Do a proper jump start if your battery is just weak. Alright, so your battery is weak but not completely dead. You need to jump it. Here's how to do a proper jump start. Get jumper cables and another car with a good battery. Park the helper car close to your Lexus, but not touching. Turn off both cars. Open both hoods. Attach the red cable to the positive terminal of the dead battery. Attach the other red cable to the positive terminal of the good battery. Attach the black cable to the negative terminal of the good battery. Attach the other black cable to an unpainted metal surface on your Lexus car's engine, not the negative terminal. This is important because it prevents sparks. Start the helper car and let it run for 2 to 3 minutes. Start your Lexus. Let both cars run for another minute. Disconnect the cables in reverse order. Black from your car, black from the other car, red from the other car, red from your car. Drive your Lexus for at least 20 minutes to charge the battery. Don't turn it off immediately after the jump, or the battery won't recharge. If your Lexus doesn't start after a jump, your battery is dead or something else is wrong. Keep reading. Step 4. Check for fuel. Is your Lexus out of gas? This sounds silly, but I'm serious. Check if you're out of gas. Look at your fuel gauge. Does it say empty? If it does, congratulations. That's your problem. You're out of gas. Your engine won't start because there's no fuel to burn. But here's the thing. Sometimes fuel gauges lie. The gauge might say you have fuel when you actually don't. So here's the real check. Get a flashlight and look in your fuel door, the flap on the side of your car. Open the fuel door and look at the fuel level through the opening. Can you see fuel in the tank? If no, you're out of gas. Add fuel and try starting. If yes, you have fuel. So the problem is something else. Step 5. Listen to the engine when you try to start it. Now, when you turn the key or press the start button, listen carefully. What do you hear? Scenario 1. You hear rapid clicking sounds. Click, 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 click. This means your battery is too weak to turn the starter motor. You need a jump start or a new battery. Scenario 2. You hear a grinding sound. Grrrr. This means the starter is trying to turn the engine, but something is preventing it. Could be seized engine, but usually it's low oil or a transmission lock. Scenario 3. You hear nothing. Complete silence. This means there's no electrical power getting to the starter. Could be a dead battery, a bad starter, or a wiring problem. Scenario 4. The engine cranks, turns over, but doesn't fire. The starter is working, the engine is turning, but it's not catching. This is usually a fuel or ignition problem. Each scenario tells you what's wrong and what to do next. Step 6. Check for obvious problems, the no-brainer fixes. Before you panic and call a mechanic, check for obvious things that might be preventing your car from starting. Check 1. Is the parking brake engaged? On many Lexus models, you can't start the car if the parking brake is fully released, but you're in neutral. Engage the parking brake, put the car in park, then try starting. Check 2. Is the fuel door actually closed? Some Lexus models won't start if the fuel door's open. Close it and try again. Check 3. Did you leave the car in gear? Automatic Lexus models won't start unless you're in park or neutral. Make sure the shifter is in park. Check 4. Did you press the brake pedal? On newer Lexus models with push-button start, you have to press the brake pedal to start. No brake, no start. Check 5. Is the steering wheel locked? If the steering wheel is locked, happened if you turned it with the car off, you might not be able to start. Try turning the key gently while jiggling the steering wheel. Check 6. Are all the doors fully closed? Some Lexus models have a safety feature that prevents starting if a door is ajar. Make sure all doors are completely closed. These seem obvious, but I've seen people stranded because they forgot one of these things. Step 7. Check your spark plugs, the ignition issue. If your engine cranks but won't fire, it's usually a fuel or ignition problem. Let's check the ignition first. Pop the hood. Locate your spark plugs. On most Lexus models, they're under some covers on top of the engine. Remove the covers. Look at the spark plugs. You'll see thick wires or coils sitting on top of them. Pull one of the coils up and off. It might take a gentle wiggle. Look at the spark plug terminal. It should look clean and shiny. If it looks dark, corroded, or wet, that's a problem. If one spark plug looks particularly bad compared to the others, that cylinder isn't firing. If you see visible damage, corrosion, or wetness on multiple spark plugs, that's your problem. Try cleaning the corrosion off with a dry cloth. Reattach the coil and try starting again. If multiple plugs are wet, that could mean fuel flooding. Too much fuel, not enough air. Step 8. Do a fuel system reset, the magic trick that fixes 90% of problems. Here's the step that fixes most won't start problems: a fuel system reset. Here's how it works. Turn the ignition to on, but don't start the engine. Wait exactly 3 seconds. Turn the ignition to off. Wait 3 seconds. Repeat this cycle 3 times total. On the 4th turn to on, wait 10 seconds. You might hear a fuel pump humming under the car. That's normal. Then turn to off and wait 3 seconds. Now try starting the car normally. What you've done is cycled the fuel system. You've primed the fuel lines and built up fuel pressure. If your Lexus wouldn't start because of low fuel pressure, this fixes it. I've seen this magic trick restart cars that mechanics said needed fuel pumps. If you made it this far, then consider liking this video, giving it a thumbs up, and subscribing to my channel. This helps me bring you more honest car advice. And if you want a complete troubleshooting guide for every Lexus problem, plus maintenance schedules to prevent issues from happening, click the link in the description to grab my 500,000-mile car maintenance blueprint. It covers emergency procedures, diagnostics, and maintenance that keeps your Lexus running without needing expensive mechanic visits. Step 9. Clear any fault codes. The computer reset. If your Lexus won't start or run properly, there might be a fault code stored in the engine computer. You can read and clear these codes yourself with a cheap OBD2 scanner, $20 to $50. Here's how. Buy a basic OBD2 scanner at an auto parts store. Plug it into the OBD2 port under your steering column. Look for a rectangular socket. Turn the ignition to on. The scanner will connect and show any fault codes. Write down the codes you see. There'll be something like P0301 or P0171. You can Google these codes to see what they mean. Some scanners let you clear the codes directly. If yours does, clear them. If not, disconnect your battery for 15 minutes, then reconnect. This clears the codes, but also erases your radio presets and learning data. After clearing codes, try starting the car again. Many times, clearing the codes lets the car start. Step 10. Check the fuel pump, the last resort before the mechanic. If everything else has failed, you might have a bad fuel pump. Here's a quick check. Turn the ignition to on, don't start the car. Listen very carefully under the car, near the fuel tank. Do you hear a humming sound? That's the fuel pump priming. If you don't hear anything, the fuel pump might be dead. But wait. Fuel pumps usually hum quietly. You might not hear it over ambient noise. Try this. Have someone turn the key to on while you listen at the fuel filler door. The sound is louder there. If there's no humming sound at all after 5 seconds, your fuel pump might be dead. At this point, you need professional help because fuel pump replacement requires dropping the fuel tank. Emergency restart checklist. Alright. Let me give you a quick checklist you can follow if your Lexus won't start. Check battery voltage. 12.6 volts or higher is good. Clean battery terminals if corroded. Check fuel level. Make sure you have gas. Listen to what happens when you try to start. Clicking, grinding, silence, or cranking. Check for obvious issues. Parking brake, doors, gears, brake pedal. Inspect spark plugs for corrosion or damage. Do a fuel system reset. On-off cycle 3 times. Try starting again. If still not working, read fault codes with OBD2 scanner and clear them. Try starting again. Check if fuel pump is running. If nothing works, get professional help for fuel pump or deeper issues. The bottom line, most failures are simple. Look, when your Lexus won't start, it feels catastrophic. You think your engine is destroyed. You think you need a $5,000 repair. But most of the time, it's something simple. A corroded battery terminal, low fuel pressure, a fault code that needs clearing, a weak battery. All of these are fixable in 15 minutes without a mechanic. Follow this checklist. Go through the steps systematically, and 90% of the time, you'll get your car running again. Save yourself the tow truck fee. Save yourself the diagnostic charge. Fix it yourself. And remember, if your Lexus keeps having issues, proper maintenance prevents 99% of these problems. Regular maintenance means your car starts every single time. And if you want a complete maintenance plan that prevents starting issues and every other problem, click the link in the description to grab my 500,000-mile car maintenance blueprint. It covers preventive maintenance, emergency procedures, and diagnostics, so your Lexus runs flawlessly for hundreds of thousands of miles. If you found these tips helpful, be sure to watch this next video as we're sharing insider tips to help you cut repair costs and keep your car running like new.